In search of the past. Assuming neither memories nor records of Galunja's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Nolly, if you can make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same as Solution 9. So you're saying there will be no clues found inside Solution 9. Because if I know anything, the fun stuff happens wherever I am, not where I'm not. I will say that I am waiting on something. I am waiting on Alice to go and visit that kid whose Fiend was visiting and go, oh, I know how to cure him. You what now? Oh, yeah. Well, all we have to do is get him a proxy friend. I would love for her to just be like, yeah, I know how to fix this. I haven't done hunts in so many days. It's been absolutely ages. Alright. You were looking for Hamota, woman? Oh, Galunja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know about Zoralja and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, the Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoralja assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear the king's feat in the past. Chatty Shatona. I'm a Mulja woman. The people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that were dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliala after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped here with the rest of us. Ah. So perhaps she was a Landsguard. They have a forecast terminal here instead of a Skywatcher. That's cool. Interesting. I've actually paid much attention to that. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zoraljah. You might have better luck talking to people over at a Tanawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep, a place called Yuweyewata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Keniloka. Okay, so Yuweyewata was a village that Zoraljah won over with an act of heroism, slaying a Vidral. Well, he wasn't a complete jerk. Ah, you're back too. I told Shale all about your search. Solution 9 is vast indeed. Even with the teleporters, we could cover a small portion of it. I want Kryl. Zoraljah rarely made public appearances, so the people had no idea how he spent most of his time. Yet I believe therein lies the key to the answers we seek. Lama Chi didn't have much luck. How did you fare? While I failed to learn anything directly related to Galunza's mother, I did find information which may shed some light upon Zoraljah. I'm sorry, I couldn't find out anything useful. None of the people I questioned had heard of a Mamulja woman before. Galunza's told me all. You previously tried to track down records of his mother, or we've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different peoples. Well, let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. Maybe Alpha will have the key piece of information to stick this all together. So, Zoraljah brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasudani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that this was the crisis in which in Yuweyewata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yuweyewata. People lived there for nearly a decade ago, and Zoraljah made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would have been ideal. This Mamulja woman remained there, and they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zoraljah have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zoraljah's steps, Raha and I spoke to a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into the transportation records... There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yuweyewata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle will reveal little on its own. When we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should the memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. Unless they're learned in another life. So we'll be investigating the secret facility in Yuweyewata then. And this time, I want you to come along, Guluja. Yuweyewata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. Alright, thank you, Shale. Alright. Well. Let's get going then. I know what this is. That's a place to check your DPS. They don't actually have any kind of, like, a DPS calculator or anything, but it basically, they give you a punching bag as much HP as you'll need to do damage in a fight, generally. Weapons developed in secret with the aid of devoted followers. Nothing good will have come of this. The settlement is in the outskirts. That was originally a Hamota as well, yes? I wonder if Yuweyewata is similar to it. Judging by the name. Well, the researcher we spoke with remembered they had colleagues. He couldn't recall any details about specific individuals. Not their names, nor what they were like. Someone would have noticed if Zoalja traveled from the drift downs. I expect to utilize a flying vehicle. You've seen how much has changed for the part of Yaslani that's on this side of the dome. I wonder what it's like on the other. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful everyone. Yuweyewata Field Station now accessible. I promised to look after Guluja, but I've hardly spent any time with him. I'm going to make up for that. While I haven't seen much of the dome, I'm no stranger to braving the unknown. It will not slow us down. You've seen the havoc that Hamota wreaked upon Lukapacha. Wonder what the southern withdrawal might have left in its wake. If the facility was used to research new weaponry, it will have had tight security. Even if it has been closed down, let us proceed with caution. I can't help but be reminded of our foray into orogenics and the of Kiwa. Okay. Who am I taking with me, boy? Let's see. I think I'll be taking Alpha. Maybe.
I stand ever ready.
Unless I select a healer, he'll be a healer.
Twould be a pleasure as always. Ever ready.
If I do, he'll be a tank. And then Lamont can be a DPS.
I stand ever ready.
Let's get to it.
I don't know if I want her to be a tank or if I want Graha to be tank. You know what?
It would be a pleasure as always.
Let's do it this way.
Ready.
I just want to see Wuklamat being able to smash things without actually being a tank. Actually, the real reason is because I don't want Alize stealing my stupid limit break. If someone's gonna steal my limit break, it better be Limity. I mean, after all, she's gonna be melee. My father must have come here for a reason. The lightning hasn't let up here either. Are beasts here too? Oops, I stepped into that one. There we go. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Rolly. Scorch. Resolution.
Hold still.
2, 3, Flare, Scorch, and Resolution.
Hold still.
Whew. That's some potent ability. Lots of thunder going on here. And no, I'm not AoEing. There's only 2 enemies. It's not worth it. The wrath of the heavens is frightening indeed. Lindblom Zagnal? That one looks mean. Be careful. I guess you stepped into its territory. Yeah, we sure have. Boom boom. Oh boy. Oh boy. I was wondering where they weren't moving. I was like, sparking fissures, isn't that gonna do something around it? No. It's too bad this thing's too tough against lightning ether. I'd like to see it stick its tusks in there and electrocute itself. Woo! I barely dodged that. I was like, where is it gonna land? Where's it gonna land? Oh, it's gonna land right next to me. And this thing's from Lindeblum, huh? Okay, something I forgot to do. Show all effects for party. An easy win. You are accredited to a title of Resolve. It's always cool seeing how they interact. So the facility is still here. What kind of research did they do here? A remote facility with a secret purpose. Oh, there's lore here. We have lore! While His Majesty Zawalja is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, and so he has ordered us to break this conception of reality. He would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further his ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. Oh dear. Flare. Do what? Holy Scorch and Resolution.
Hold still.
Oh yes, blood splatter on the glass wall. This is great. This is the thing that they showed from the live letter that had everyone. This is a Resident Evil facility. Our bodies are fragile vessels, though the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality. The soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, the feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect this is because primal instincts remain, and while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, too many souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation. These are people, right? Uh-oh. Not anymore, they ain't. They're moving. Not for long, they ain't. I do hear Wuklamat talking a lot. So I do understand people going, can she battle quietly, please? I've heard some comments that she's very mouthy when she fights. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I get that now. Most of the time I'm not listening hard enough to hear. I don't know if I want to know the answer to that Ghoul's. I don't know if I want to know what happened here, but we're going to find out regardless. Wow. Research note. The rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of greater power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably, and he lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of this research was to utilize the soul of Vitral, I struggled to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. Ugh. Wuklamat, don't get in my way. Oh. There's bars. And fish. Okay. They're creepy. If the source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls, then what if we were to reverse the process? By purging a beast of its memories and infusing with a man's soul, one still possessed of its own memories, we stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare a soul for extraction at once. Overseer Kanaloka, i.e. the one who was the leader of the village originally. Dark Souls, really? Is this the Dark Souls of MMOs? Yes, it is. I don't want to know what happens if you step into that stuff. But I imagine that you'll sink. This is an Endwalk, or the Shadowbringer's boss. This is absolutely Shadowbringer's boss. Would that we could tame the beast, but the seal is already... The seal? The beast? What was he talking about? It keeps going. So should we. Is that a storm? I can hardly believe my eyes. Okay. Yeah.
Hold still. We mustn't hold back.
You better not be holding back. Sprightly stone. Is it a living stone, or is there like a... It acts like there should be a Spriggan on top of it, really. There really should be a Spriggan on top of that. It's kind of creepy. I mean, it's not actually really creepy, but having seen Ziggy and Son of Ziggy, it's like there should be a Spriggan riding that, and there ain't. That's wrong. Something's wrong. Don't rush ahead. Whoa. What was that roar? Did it come from inside the storm? We may soon face our fiercest foe yet. Yes, indeed, we might. Not mightier than Queen Eternal, though. Because we only have 4 people. Wow, they took that to the face. I feel a little bad for them. Guys, are you okay? You're supposed to get out of the orange AoE markers when they appear. What do you mean you can't see them? Rawr. Wow. That's a really nice move that Wukong uses when she charges up and then spins around. Like whips hacks around almost like you're throwing it in a boomerang. That's pretty cool. Oh dear. What? It's a Lumi Piatti. It's a big rabbit. Has that thing been sealed away all this time? After all the drawl, no doubt about it. Yeah? Nice of you to just let me get the first strike in like this. That is Ruby Weapon's move, buddy. So that's a new formation for me. Ow! I don't know where I was supposed to go with that. Were there safe spaces in between them? Arcs? Is that it? It sounds like they're going all over. The only safe spot is where one's going or where one's coming. I'll stay on top of Alpha now, more or less. Okay, now I can see it better. Wow! Oh, jeez. I don't dare execute a flip right now. Wow. I do believe the arrow is inside the hitbox, which indicates that oh boy. If the arrow indicating its facing direction is inside the hitbox, then that means that it's not going to require you to do positionals, which would be a really good thing on this boss for DPS. Go for it, Wuklamot! Yeah! We kicked its jagged-eared butt. Wait a second. Is that supposed to be jagged-eared Jack on steroids? You know, it might be. But we beat it. Phew, we did it. Somehow. Cryo? It's still breathing, if only faintly. That was too close. Diamond of Thrall. Truly a fitting description. It mustn't have been easy to imprison such a creature. I felt the earth shake all the way from the cliff. Oh, yeah. You can fall down. Okay.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Valley Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tral Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
Oh no. We're getting an echo flashback. This is not good. We don't get echo flashbacks from beasts.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tral Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
And there we go.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Oof. I wonder if he knew what she meant when he said that, because boy, I got what she was laying down. Okay.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not. No, I am not. I know exactly what I just saw, and it's not happy tidings.
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kaniloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
I have this horrible feeling that we just slew Teishalja. It seems this Kailoka was in charge here. From your recounting, he was quite dedicated to Zoraljah. The villagers were likely monitoring the imprisoned troll Vidral at Zoraljah's behest. At some point, they became involved in the research of souls. Teishalja, you said her name was? I wonder what her story is. Now that danger's behind us, I started sinking into how unsettling this place is. Hard to believe it used to be a village. That you should be able to peer into the troll Vidral's past. I wonder what that implies for the beast's consciousness while it was sealed away. I wish I could see into the past like you, then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamulja women here for a long time, I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. When I visited Tuliolal and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. One day I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Honey. This is not going to be fun for him.